favorite books, Red Riding Hood. Have y'all all heard the story before? Pretty familiar story? Yeah. So I'm going to read this story, and then I'm going to show y'all how you can use these 3 questions to figure out which details are important and which aren't. So, can y'all see? Okay. Red Riding Hood. A long time ago, in a simple cottage beside the deep, dark woods, there lived a pretty child called Red Riding Hood. She was kind and considerate, and everybody loved her. One afternoon, Red Riding Hood's mother called to her. "Granny isn't feeling up to snuff today," she said, "so I baked her favorite custard as a little surprise. Be a good girl and take it to her, will you?" Red Riding Hood was delighted. She loved going to Granny's, even though it meant crossing the deep, dark woods. When the custard had cooled, Red Riding Hood's mother wrapped it up and put it in a basket. "Now, whatever you do," she said, "go straight to Granny's. Do not tarry, do not speak to any strangers." "Yes, Mama," said Red Riding Hood. Do you know what custard is? I think it's like pie. Yeah. Before long, she was in the deepest part of the woods. "Ooh," she said, "this is scary." Suddenly, a large wolf appeared. "Good afternoon, my dear," he said. "Care to stop for a little chat?" "Oh, gracious me," said Red Riding Hood. "Mama said not to speak to any strangers." But the wolf had such charming manners. "And where are you going, sweet thing?" he said. "I'm on my way to visit Granny, who lives in the pretty yellow house on the other side of the woods," said Red Riding Hood. "She's feeling poorly, so I'm taking her a surprise." "You don't say," said the wolf. Just then he had a delightful idea. "No reason why I can't eat both," he thought. "Allow me to escort you," he said. "You never know what might be lurking around." "You're too kind," said Red Riding Hood. Beyond the forest, they came to a patch of sunflowers. "Why not pick a few?" suggested the wolf. "Grannies love flowers, you know." But while Red Riding Hood was picking a pretty bouquet, the clever wolf hurried on ahead to Granny's house. "Who is it?" called Granny. "It is I, your delicious, darling granddaughter," said the wolf in a high voice. "The door is unlocked," said Granny. "Surprise!" cried the wolf. Granny was furious at having her reading interrupted. "Get out of here, you horrid thing," she cried. But the wolf gobbled her right up. He didn't even bother to chew. "Tasty," he said, patting his belly. "So tasty." Just then he heard footsteps on the garden path. "Here comes dessert." And losing no time, he put on Granny's cap and glasses, jumped into bed, and pulled up the covers. "Who is it?" he called out in his sweetest Granny voice. "It is I, your little granddaughter," said Red Riding Hood. "The door is unlocked," said the wolf. Red Riding Hood was distressed at seeing her grandmother so changed. "Why, Granny," she said, "what big eyes you have!" "The better to see you, my dear," said the wolf. "And Granny, what long arms you have!" "The better to hug you, my dear," said the wolf. "And Granny, what big teeth you have!" "The better to eat you, my dear," cried the wolf. And he gobbled her right up. "I'm so wicked," he said. So wicked, but he really was enormously pleased with himself. And having enjoyed such a heavy meal, he was soon snoring away. A hunter passing by was alarmed by the frightful racket. "That doesn't sound like Granny," he said. And so the brave hunter jumped in the window, killed the sleeping wolf, and cut him open. Out jumped Granny and Red Riding Hood. "We're ever so grateful," said Red Riding Hood. "That wicked wolf won't trouble you again," said the hunter. "It was so dark in there I couldn't read a word," said Granny. Red Riding Hood promised never, ever to speak to another stranger, charming manners or not. And she never did. So y'all know that story. It's one that we all heard probably a lot. So now I'm going to go through each of these questions and use them to help me figure out which details in the story are important and which ones aren't as important. So I'm just going to make a little chart up here. So I'll do. So I'll do one side. We'll say important. And the other side is not important. Okay, so my first question was, what is this story mostly about? So who can tell me what the story of Little Red Riding Hood is mostly about?
Never talk.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Who's the main character of the story? Red Riding Hood. What is she doing? Going to her grandma's house. Okay, so the main event that's happening in the story is Red Riding Hood is going to her grandmother's house. So I would say that's an important detail, right? Because that's what the story is mostly about. So I'm just going to write, if I put RR, will you know Red Riding Hood?
Yeah.
Wait, Red Riding, RRH, I guess. So Red Riding Hood is going to her grandmother's house. So that is an important detail. So an unimportant detail might be that she's carrying custard in her basket. Do you think that's important? Because is that what the story's mostly about? Is the story about the custard she's carrying in her basket? No. So I would say that is not important. So Red Riding Hood is carrying custard in her basket. Because if we were retelling the story to a friend, do you think it's important that we include that detail? I mean, we can. It might make the story more interesting, but it's not necessarily something that has to be included for them to understand the story, right? Okay, so now my second question. Who can remind me what my second question was?
What detail must be in the story to
Okay, so what detail must be included to affect the ending of the story? So one that I thought of was that Red Riding Hood told the wolf she was going to her grandmother's house. Because if you think about it, if she hadn't told the wolf she was going to her grandmother's house, he would have never known and he would have never gone and tricked her, right? If she had saw the wolf and was like, no, I'm not going to talk to you because I'm not supposed to talk to strangers, then the story would have ended completely differently, right? But what do you think would have happened if she hadn't told him that? Yeah, true.
She would have gotten her custard and
Yeah, she would have just gone to her grandmother's house, they would have had some custard, and that would have been in the story. So it would have been a little more boring, don't you think? So that's definitely important because that affects the ending of the story. So Red Riding Hood told the wolf she was going to her grandmother's. That is definitely an important detail. And then an unimportant detail that doesn't affect the end of the story is that her grandmother's house is yellow. Do y'all remember it saying that in the story? Yeah, it was like, oh, her grandmother's house is yellow. But if it had been blue, would the story have been the same? Why not?
Well,
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what the color of her house is because if the story had said her house is blue or her house is red, the story would have still been the same. As long as, like, her telling the wolf that just helped him know where to go. So it's important that she told him, described her house to the wolf, but the fact that it was yellow isn't important. So that would be an unimportant detail. So the house was yellow is not important. Okay, what's my last question?
What point is the author trying to make?
Okay, so what point is the author trying to make? Truett hit on this earlier. So what did you say about strangers? Yeah, so the author's purpose for the story is to tell kids not to talk to strangers, right? Because the whole point of Little Red Riding Hood is that she did talk to strangers when her mom told her not to. So a detail that helps the author